Ding, ding, ding. Grand rising. Ding, ding, ding. Rising. Ba 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 ba. Grand rising. Ba 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 ba. Grand rising. Ba 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 ba. Grand rising. It's a beautiful day. Are you up with me, man? It might be early for some people. A little early for my eye sockets. But here we are. I'm actually dressed this early. Proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself. So we have an early morning discussion. I'll try not to take too long with this one. But we are getting into the topic of the detriment it can cause when you are not knowing of thyself. And obviously, I'm not sure about you or where you live. We have certain systematic things in place to keep us at a level of detriment, right? They keep us at a level of not knowing ourselves and not fully having the full spectrum and awareness of who thyself shall be, right? So basically we have, everybody has certain different religions that they believe in and things like that. One of the main religions that this world has took upon was Christianity. And the thing about Christianity and the Christians, it's very funny how they don't even know their own history. Not only that, they are holding themselves to these stipulations or mindsets and regulations that they don't even follow through on. So it's one thing to have a religion that you believe in, and it's another thing to not even practice what the fuck you say that you believe in, but you're holding everybody else to a certain standard of your beliefs that you don't even practice. Now that's a problem, because in that Christianity, we do have a lot of judgments and a lot of oppression as well. And another thing that we don't like to speak on is what we call religious trauma. Because of the oppression and the expectation to fit this box and to fit this certain mold of, once again, like I said, that these people aren't even holding up their own standards too. Now, do not get me wrong. This is not an actual per se attack on Christianity, more so than it is for you to understand and gain awareness of what you are if you are a Christian, feed it into, and then maybe even, like I said, just a little bit of a history lesson on how did all this stuff come about? Why is it, mentioned in that way or whatnot, right? So let's just get down to the bottom of it. In Christianity, there are certain things, that was said in the Bible that in this world now people still feel like we should be obedient to. And one of those things are the submission of a woman. The submission of a woman to the man. And so with that being said, I feel like this particular thought process has caused a lot of traumas. A lot of abuse has been burdened on women for the sake of saving face in the home life, for the sake of submitting to her husband who possibly could be beating her ass. But, you're not supposed to speak out on it because in the Bible, it tells you, you must supposedly be quiet. But I'm sure that there's another stipulation that, husband should be respected of their wives too, right? But it's like I said, certain things that we like to pick apart and like, oh, I'll do this, but I won't do that. Or the woman should do this, but I don't have to be responsible for that. So why do men expect for women to submit? Why is this such a thing amongst this world of a woman must submit to a man? A woman must listen to what a man says. A woman should keep quiet and not lead the forefront. Well, let me get you back to how did this happen, right? Where did this come from? So during the times of the biblical, putting together, right? Or coming together as this play out was happening with the actual people. There was not an actual Bible in place just yet. So the Bible that you guys read nowadays is not the actual Bible that was given prior to. There's been a lot of books removed, a lot of knowledge removed, a lot of information that was detrimental to pulling the whole story together. So if you only have parts and pieces of the truth to a story, then obviously you don't have the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help you God. Ooh, so help the world God, because this is just a massive misleading. Especially if, like I said, somebody's going to offer you something. It's like someone who offers you a manuscript. And though they gave you the manuscript, they intentionally left out specific parts that they knew you would need in order to fully understand the depth and the actuality of this manuscript. So, if in the beginning there was Christ and there was, the disciples, and we have Peter being one of the main disciples who was very boisterous and very proud to say that he was a follower of Christ and that Christ sees me as his right-handed man. So basically he felt a sense of pride and ego in being able to work with Christ. And Christ, probably was appreciative of that, but at the same time, it's like, okay, chill out, dude. Like, I fuck with you, but it ain't, bro, it ain't that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Peter was a homies over hoes type of nigga. Like, we bringing it back to the modern times. That's what Peter was, homies over hoes. What the fuck? What's going on with this woman? Who the fuck is Mary? So, Jesus sought Mary to be a great learner. He really just took pride in how she was, like, not only learning, but she had her own insights to God. And she was actually not only receiving his teachings, but understanding his teachings as he intended them to be understood. Right? So even Peter acknowledged that, oh, wow, Mary actually does have a genuine connection to God. What we call the source. And how do we know this? We knew that back in those times that the women would actually have visions. Women would actually, now a lot of women may not feel comfortable to express those, that I have visions. I can't tell the motherfucker that I got visions because they already think that I'm demonic because I have fucking periods. This is the 747. Thank you, Spirit. This was going on during those times of men shaming women for being naturally, having natural cycles of period, which is the natural transition and cycle of life and death. Because obviously, if you have an egg that isn't ready to be, fertilized, then that's a shedding and that's an internal death. And so then we have a bloodshed to get rid of that matter. But the bloodshed was also looked at as a sign of impurity, which is so fucked up because these things could happen to a woman or a young girl from the ages of 8 all the way up to about 13, 14. In some cases, it might be a late bloomer, 15. So my point being is these are usually ages that girls aren't even exposed to sex. But they as in the community at this time, or the men in this time, felt it to be disgusting somehow or just unholy. They tainted the purity and the innocence of the woman because of something that her body naturally does. So that's one thing to be said. And so for the second thing, like I was mentioning, how the intuition of a woman is very strong. So let's just say if this woman wakes up at this time, in these, I don't know if we call them medieval times, but anywho, during these biblical times, you wake up and you try to tell a man that you have insight and you saw this vision and this man has done something. And so to cover his bullshit up, he's going to, witch, she's a witch. How the fuck did this bitch know I was cheating on her with Susan down the street? This bitch a witch. So now to get rid of the wife or to get rid of any woman who wants to defy a man, all I have to do is claim this bitch is a witch. Ain't that some shit? So by default, let's just say if there wasn't even any real witches back then, you surely led their ass into some witchery, because it's kind of like you get blamed for some shit, you might as well start doing the shit. You know what I'm saying? But my point is this, like, these women started to form covens to protect each other. And they obviously knew that they had some type of magical ability, right? When it was God sent ability to have these visions and to have this foresight that the masses weren't ready to understand. So that's why they had to band together and to form these circles of trust within other women who also could have foresight or some type of ability, right? So that's thus also aided to the silencing of the women and the Salem witch trials. And even before that, there was another witch situation going on. But outside of that, though, back to Peter and Mary, right? So Peter grew to become like pretty envious and pretty, like prideful about why is it that Mary gets to be close to Jesus? Why is it that Mary is the one? I'm trying to help you guys get a better light, but it is what it is. Why is it that Mary gets to get favoritism? Why is it that Jesus wants to favor? What's it about Mary? Why are you kissing her on her lips? They were kissing on the lips. It's said to. And I feel like the emphasis on acknowledging that Jesus kissed Mary on the lips was the acknowledgement of their romantic connection. Because back in the day, you could have kissed someone as on the cheek just for an acknowledgement. Hey, how you doing? Hey there, brother, brother, or whatever. But for them to kiss on the lip, I feel like that was an actual representation of the romantic aspect of their connection. Outside of romance, though, I do believe, like I said, that Mary had a genuine connection with spirit, and thus Peter grew to be envious of that. He grew envious more so of the connection between her and Christ. And so that's why Peter separated 12-12 to go spread his word. Peter went on to create the church, and Mary went on to spread her teachings, 12-22. And of self-awareness and alignment with the body. So we know that in the Bible, as Peter probably would teach it, would be, this snake that this woman was speaking to. This is the downfall of the woman, 12:34. Thank you, Spirit. The downfall of the woman was when she ate the apple. And you see it's her fault because she listened to the snake. And it's all the woman's fault. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we're out of order. See, this is why women need to shut up, because when they listen to snakes and when they eat apples. But if we really get to the context of the situation of how Peter, your mission was to, first you were serving God, but because of your envy and your ego and pride, you started to serve yourself. And thus in serving yourself, you become the leader of a lot of people losing their souls. He created this church atmosphere, like I said, that shamed women for just being who they were, that taught men that women should be, if they're in your household, they should be silent, which is not the truth. The only reason why someone would want to try to take the power away from a woman is there must be something that needs to be said there, and outside of that power, it's like, there's a sense of control where men feel like if they don't have a control over the woman, they lose control. So to me, that doesn't really seem like much of a man. If you're not assuring yourself that if a woman is how they feel like losing control, speaking her mind, that you're not able to receive that, because a woman should be in her place. And that's why, I don't know about you, but for me personally, though I serve who I serve, which is none of your business, let's be real, I would like to say that my household would not be a Christian household. I could not abide to the rules and regulations of your Christian ways. I will not. Now, don't get me wrong, I might be able to work with someone who is open-minded. We won't have to, religion won't be an issue. We might have difference in opinions, But as long as that person can respect my mind and my mentality and my views, then we can respect each other's if we so choose to dive into that religious talk, right? But the major point here is with Christianity is that that's the word, thank you. There's been a lot of deception, a lot of deceiving and deception. So, they often say that a woman should not speak out on the podium. This was a rule set back in the day that women shouldn't be able to preach the word. Though if that there was portions of the Bible taken out. So one specific portion that was taken out was the Book of Thomas, which is kind of known as Gnosticism. If you're not familiar with Gnostics, you can research it yourself. It starts with Gnostic, Gnostic. So basically, where was I going with the Gnostic? Yeah. Yes. So in that teaching, it revealed how, Christ identified that if said woman shall be a leader, she must also become one with the masculine, right? So in this preaching or teaching, it's just thus to say that you must have a balance within yourself, in your masculine and in your feminine energy, to maintain the connection and correlation between Christ's consciousness and your body. So these are the kundalinis that rise within yourself as you get to know yourself. So if Eve was speaking to the snake was her self-awareness as she began to understand who she really was and the truth of her being, which is thus called the tree of life, representing truth and knowledge, right? So that tree is also already implanted within Eve, as Eve has the placenta to be the beginning of the tree of life, and thus your spinal situation, nerves and shit like that, to be your tree of life, extending from your roots, which is your brain, right? And this is where the pineal gland is hosted, So that's why, like we say, as you align your energy and your frequencies, you'll come to know the truth of thyself, and then you'll come to know the truth of Christ's consciousness. So with that being said, like I said, there's a story about how, she was the one who ate the apple, which also doesn't sound very accurate to me. If we have literal men going around with what we call an Adam's apple stuck in their throats, right? Gobble, gobble, motherfucker. Now, let me tell you, all of us, even as a woman, we all have Adam's apples, supposedly. Don't quote me. But the protrusion is mainly known in the man's body, right? Like I said, a man got a piece of an apple stuck in his throat. So from my understanding, I'd say that Adam had a fun time eating Eve's apple. That forbidden fruit, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't just from the tree. He was eating from her tree of life, okay? And then what did he get? He got the holy waters. Okay. But yeah, there was a major, just like when you don't have the whole truth, obviously it's hard to know thyself and to come into that awareness and understanding, because for so long the system has taught us to be afraid of certain teachings. So this also came up because I know that men sometimes get very upset when they feel like, oh, you women won't listen to me. You women won't let us lead. And it's just, sometimes I don't understand why is it that a masculine energy would expect for a woman to submit to them without them even having a mission. And thus, even if you had a mission, that doesn't mean that I have to agree or something's wrong with me because I don't want to aid you on your mission. Hence, Lori Harvey, she's out here living her best life, minding her business. And though she was in a relationship, that doesn't mean that she was adamant about getting married. And I'm sure that, her partner knew that. He knew that she really was just exploring herself. She's 24, 25. She's not interested in settling down, especially with you, because you seem like you might be a damn little bit boring. Michael. But I mean, what I'm trying to get at is to say that just because, when has it not been okay for a woman to say no? No, thank you, sir. Oh, she must be a whore because she don't want to settle down. Well, she don't want to settle down with him. Shit, hell no. But yes, it's just this sense of like men feeling resentful towards women because women are choosing their best selves over bullshit. And it's one thing to say like, this man treats you, really great, and I won't deny that there are some women who don't treat men good. I understand. But for the men to feel like they can't lead because the women aren't supporting them, I need to know leading where. You know what I'm saying? Of course, like, I don't understand why you guys, if a man was in his full purpose and in his full mission, then he's going to have people that just comes to support. People support shit that ain't even real. You get what I'm saying? Like, people support shit that ain't got no substance all the time. So if you're actually leading with some type of substance, then you're going to have people to support your cause. But I don't understand why does these these men still expect for women to be quiet and just submit 21:21 on the clock when women are standing in your power and in your position now. Whereas to the man, the masculine energy, thus by the way of this God body that we speak of, naturally a man, that was the complaint that I was hearing, like, oh, well, how's the woman supporting us? Naturally, a man is going to be on the forefront. That's the way of the world. That's the order that this God that we give credit to, the higher power, has established order. Now, he's not telling you how to dress. This entity isn't concerned with per se how you per se live your life, right? But there is an order. The order is man, woman, and equal child. That's the Holy Trinity there. Man, woman, child. Man, woman, child. Okay? So, that's not to say that the man comes first per se. God has to come first. Whoever you feel your higher being or whatever you aid as your morals, your values, your integrity, things like that, right? That's first and foremost. Now, the man comes first because of like I said, the forefront. What do we put on the forefront? We put on the forefront our protection, right? We put our armor on in the forefront. But if we don't no longer have armor, and our armor is cowardice and taking a back seat and hiding behind the women, as they say, why won't you trust us? Why won't you submit to us? How the fuck am I going to submit to someone who's being cowardice? How am I, as a woman who's had to stand in her position and in your position as a man, going to belittle myself in order for you to feel better, to step up where? Because there's a lack of assurance in yourself. So in this instance, what I'm saying is, it's like men are expecting women to back down out of this position. Why are women trying to take our roles? Why are women trying to take? How did we take something that you weren't even ready to step into? The position was open for you, sirs, for quite some time. And until women said, you know what, I'm not going to wait for a man anymore. I'm not going to wait for a man to get something done. I'm not going to wait for a man to take this matter seriously. I'm not going to wait for this man to take matters into his hands. I'm not going to wait for a man to defend us. So we started to get in positions that we knew we could no longer wait for man to do. 24:44 on the clock. Like lead our families to a healthy foundation. Outside of ego and the pride of, I'm the man, so I'm supposed to be running this. It amuses me to hear men say things in the manner of, you won't let me lead, or you women don't support us. And it's like, or the big one, especially the black man who says, the women have not been supportive of them. If I do say so myself, that's a little bit triggering. Because for many of years, the women have carried our legacy on our backs. In our men. And once again, I will go to say that obviously not every woman has been as nurturing, loving, kind, and supportive. But I also will go as far as to say that y'all done beat that shit out of the women. 747. Why is it that we are expected to still be supportive and submissive to someone who wants to tear us down? Whether mentally, physically, or emotionally. Why should we still be putting ourselves on the forefront for people or for a gender of race that does not find any value in us? The black woman, as they say, is the most unprotected woman's race. And thus we still have men wondering at why the fuck we don't respect them. And don't get me wrong, we do definitely have respect for a real man. But I can't just have respect for you because you're a male entity in the body. If you're not presenting yourself in true, genuine masculine energy, which is an energy of leadership, which is not 27, which is not simply off of pride and ego of, well, God gave us this position, because God really didn't give you this position. You see, you were deceived by the man's world to make you feel like your ego and your pride pushed you in the first place position. But honey, you have to understand that though there is not a better, this is better than the other, that's not this type of game. It's just the point of being the woman is the prize. Why is the woman the prize? Why? That's what you hear these men crying about. Why does she have to be the prize? Why? Can't I be the prize? Why? Yes, sir, you have the seed. We won't deny that the seed is important to implant, right? But the soil has to be fertile. Not only does the soil have to be fertile, there is a need for a carrier of that seed for 9 months. So while that seed is growing, what is coming out of that woman during that time of growth? The matter of my mother is equal to mater. M-A-T-E-R. The matter of the woman is what is encapsulating this seed. Yes. So yes, we have the DNA of the father implanted into the mater. But within this mater is creation of life. So why shan't you respect the foundation of a woman, period? The portal, the closest thing you have on earth to God is a woman. So what goes on the forefront of treasure? What goes on the forefront is protection. I think that's why we are so out of balance, because the men have lost not only their way mentally, these motherfuckers lost their damn mind, huh? You're losing it in the wrong way. Bring it back. Talk toss it over there, motherfucker, because let's go to the right way. There's a right and a wrong way to love somebody, okay? We have to begin to restore the balance of this earthly realm, right? 3003. As above, so below. So like I said, there are some things that we can have our belief systems. You know, everybody believes something. You believe this, you believe that. We respect your beliefs and thus forth. But there is a natural divinity that you can't deny. There are three different truths. There's an indefinite truth. Like I just said, you can't deny, you can't break. No matter what nobody believes or says, this truth is what the fuck it is. Here physically, in this realm. Okay? So for some instances, I might say this is blue. In this realm, it is blue. You go to another realm, they might call it something else. But here physically, that's an indefinite truth. It's blue, flat line. Then you have a truth that's based off perspective. You see a 6, bitch, I see a 9. If I came to your understanding, I would see a damn 6 and you'd see a 9. And we'd be both like blown because neither one of us was wrong. We just had different perspectives. There's your perspective truth. And then we have what we call personal truth. A personal truth is, you got me fucked up at this line. You see? A personal truth may be that I'm upset and that hurt my feelings. And though you may not feel it to be true, oh no, that couldn't have hurt your feelings. That's my personal truth. So don't deny me my emotions. Acknowledge them. Oh, well, that wasn't my intention to hurt your feelings. So because your feelings were hurt, I apologize for that. Thank you. That feels good. But yes, this submission in I don't understand why is it that a man, anybody that wants you to submit to them, especially if it's not in the bedroom, has a pride and an ego motherfucking issue. Because this ain't how this shit works. I'm human, you're human. We don't just submit in one instance. Husbands, submit to your wives. Wives, submit to your husband. There's a submission together. What are we submitting to? The foundation of this unity. We're submitting to what we thus want to create. We're submitting to our foundation of what we feel God to be. But I won't just submit to you for the sake of your reputation and for the sake of you to say, oh yes, my wife is so obedient. My wife is so obedient. She never speaks back to me. She never defies what I say. She always goes along. Don't them bitches be looking sad? Them bitches that just go along with what their husband has said. They look sad and they look like they can't express themselves. So what you really want is a Stepford wife. What you really want is not a wife at all. You really just want someone who's there to serve you. Whatever he says, he's correct. That's my husband. I love him so much. Y'all want you don't want a real woman. A real woman is powerful. I'm not saying that a real woman is belligerent. No. Not without cause. Okay, because if there's a cause, there will be an uprising. And a real woman is very passionate about her cause. So rah, rah, hurrah, you got her fucked up. Where did you get that a woman was made to be docile? This was the indoctrination of a man's mentality anyway. Isn't it so funny how contradicting a man wants us to be 34:11 on the clock? In the Bible, they tell you to be cover up and don't say much. But in the world, the man is convincing you to show your boobies and sexualize yourself. That's all you're good for. You're good to be looked at. Shut up. You're not smart. You're just sexy. Hey, you're speaking too much truth now. Button those lips, baby. So before I leave you guys, I do want to pull a couple cards. I just had to speak my mind on that topic because I am like so far from annoyed with the men and how these situations. You guys, you're not supporting us. What the fuck are you talking about? We in the same boat, bro. Like, you're a black man, I'm a black woman, and we need to support each other. Like, what are you talking about? You're not supporting us. What are you doing? You're not doing shit but complaining. Anywho, let's, like I said, get some morning messages. I'm just saying too, though, it's so funny how you can, one, in the same breath, complain about not being supported when there's a situation going on right now, 35 on the clock, where you could show your support. And the thing too is, like, sometimes men are trying to put other things on the forefront before their families and their women. So if I don't give a fuck if it was work, if you're doing anything if you're bowing down to the fucking system before you bow down to your woman, that's where you fucked up at right there, and losing your masculine ways and you losing your power and your support. Because how the fuck is you going to want her to support you when you already bowing down to the powers that be? Get the fuck out of here. And you not stepping up for what's important to you, which should be your generation. You should be stepping 10 motherfucking 15 toes down on your generations and what the fuck you want to instill in them, not what this world wants to create for them. Fuck what this world wants for them. What the fuck do you want for them? You want them to be just like you? You want them, well, this is how my parents did it. Well, this is what all I know. Fuck what you know. Yeah, I just find it so ironic how someone can be complaining about you supporting them when you literally have just asked them for support in a specific area that they chose to take a back seat on. So it's like, how do you want me to support you in your cause when you take back seats? You don't even support yourself in your own cause. Get the fuck out of here. All right, that's enough of that. Get the fuck out of here. All right, so calling upon Spirit of the Most High and Spirit of Divine Light. Thank you, ancestors, for being present here with us. We are calling to get truthful, clear, and direct messages to me and through the cards, please. And thank you, Spirit of the Most High, Spirit of Divine Light. What messages do you have for us? Morning messages for the collective here at Ethereal Oracle. What morning messages can we leave our people with today? We got the Three of Wands. What morning messages do you have for us? Oh, shit. Ace of Wands. Okay. Action. Empress. How many cards should I go? 6 or 9? Let's do 6. Yeah, let's do 6. 3 more. 3 more cards, Spirit. They gave me 3, but I didn't want to take those specific 3 because I feel like I don't want it to fall all at once. Like, it just really is fucking ironic. How you complaining about no support. But I can't do no one-way streets. Oh shit, hold on. I have some details up in there. Okay, so the 6 cards we got. First 3 cards out is the 3 of Wands, Ace of Wands, and Empress card. So with that being said, the 3 of Wands usually represents like maybe a possible drought, kind of like waiting for something, your ships to come in, or just a new season of harvesting, or just, what is that called? Like, because if the land is going dry, you're kind of waiting for that water to be restored to this land, right? And when water comes, harvest comes, because the nourishment can happen, right? But it's coming. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. The wait is over, it seems here, because, like I said, so there was a wait for something, but then we have this action card, very major action. Very much so like one of the final moves to this new beginning, right? So something is moving forward. Then we have the Empress. So it's good. Look. So here's the water, bro. The water's coming in with the Empress waters. Okay, coming to fertilize the land, baby. This Empress represents abundance, fertility, restoration, I want to say. And also there is a purity, that she encapsulates with the white. She has also some type of fruit on her dress. It's red. So the red is a connection to the sacral chakra, like basically very sure of herself, very much so rooted and grounded in confidence. And then she's sitting on a throne of joy. Her throne is an orange, blended with some white. I mean, not white, but yellows. It looks like yellows and reds to kind of give that illusion of orange. So like I said, yellow is also a color of the solar plexus, which represents confidence. And then, like I said, the red is the surety of self-groundedness, right? So very much so sitting on the throne of joy and self-confidence. This person is very sure of themselves. And they, her abundance reigns inwardly, upwardly, and externally. So as above, so below, and inside. That's a holy trinity too, because mind over matter, babe. Genuine connection. So yeah, like you could be someone that's coming into your own. You could be somebody that's came into your own power, your sense of self-awareness. Very much so taking action that puts you in that position of self-assurance. You have a major opportunity here with this Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles can be an offer or opportunity of a job position or career, though there is a gate here. So I was reading something about these star gates, and I wonder, it's like a new beginning. Something about the mountains and then the other side. So it's like getting where there could have been like a rough time climbing through the mountains and getting to where you're trying to the green pastures. So you could have had like a journey through these mountains in order to get to the greener pastures. And don't you carry nothing that might be a load. So we have a judgment or something that was invested in for quite some time. Could have been 7 weeks, months, or years. Someone was making an investment, hoping that this investment would pay off. And then this is the reward that's coming to you is coming from spirit. There is an investment of self. There we go there. I do believe that this could even be where you were investing in yourself. And so now you could have been like, oh, I don't know when this is going to happen for me. Da, 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 da. And so spirit is now saying, hey, the time is now. The big payback is now. 43:33 on the clock. Yeah, there's going to be a time for celebration with the Page of Pentacles, 3 of Cups here. I did hear fertility again. Fruitfulness, abundance, reasons to celebrate. This person is coming. So look, even though he's a page, you see how strong his arm is to hold up that little Ace of Pentacles, 4404. So yeah, there's a new beginning here. There's a strong new beginning because, like I said, this little page guy, this little motherfucker got some muscle, huh? This little motherfucker got some muscle. Ain't that funny? Yeah. So yeah, you're going to be stepping into some good times of celebration. There'll be some good news coming in for you. And I do feel like there's something that you won't have to worry about 44, 46. What is it that I'm trying to say? Like, sometimes we are concerned about like getting something and it not staying. So you won't have to be concerned about whatever's coming in is for you. It's here for you. It's meant to stay. So I don't know if this is like a job position or, like I said, just some type of self-assurance or whatnot. But yeah, it's coming in and it's very, it's a solid opportunity, solid offer. So with that being said, I guess I could leave you guys with some wisdom. Leave you guys with an affirmation card. May I be led from the unreal to the real, from the darkness to light. Okay? May I be led from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light. Adapted from a mantra. Now, it's beautiful right there. As Christ once said, once you see the light, you can't deny. In other words, he said some shit like that, right? You can't deny the light that I see in Mary. What did Christ say about the light? Or what did Christ say about the light in Mary?
This is the top result.
Okay. So it says the Bible says that, never says that Mary was anyone but an ordinary human who God chose to use in an extraordinary way. I am the light of the world. But yeah, that's what we got, man. May I be led from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light. I so wish this for the whole world, because we have very much so been led into in motherfucking darkness, okay? And that's motherfucking bullshit. Fuck the powers that be. Yay! Thanks for restoration. Thanks for freedom. Thanks for clarity. Thanks for peace and prosperity. And peace and prosperity. Because we're going to get to the bottom of these truths, okay? Love, peace, chicken grease, prosperity, and motherfucking protection, okay? Gang, gang. Gang the fuck gang, okay, bitch? I'm out of here. Have a great day. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye, love Martian. See ya. Talk to you later. Bye.